20 years. So he was working with Infosys for more than 20 years. And that's where the DNA that is flowing is Infosys DNA, a lot of values and principles, and that brings Hasit to this session. And also, it is not, I think he's one of the few professionals in India who can claim that they have been working on AI for more than 7-8 years. He started when the term was very new. It is a buzzword in all the sectors. But I think I can say it was 2012-13 you must have started associating long back. So a person with 10 years of experience in implementing AI with us. It's, I think, a huge opportunity to understand the concepts and learn. So what is going to be the agenda? We will let Hasit explain to us through the curated deck that is prepared for us for all of us at RIC. I just reading NetCon exclusively, he has prepared this deck for us and he will be sharing it. I will not take much time. I would request Hasit to browse us through this for next 20-25 minutes and then we will have some questions and that will be the agenda. Thank you guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. Let's tighten our seatbelts. Take care.
Thanks, Mukesh. I think it was pretty elaborate introduction. I think it's my pleasure to be here. I think with the kind of audience I have. So thanks for that. Probably I have a habit of shooting out my times. So I think you have to guide me if it goes longer. Yeah. So how many of you used AI in some form or another shape? Okay, that's good. And how many of you used generative AI in some form and shape? Great, so a lot of people know both the things. So let me play a small video. I think this is just, you would have read it. Volume. Can you make volume up a little bit?
It's a little too close for comfort, maybe.
Go back.
Volume more बढ़ा दो दोस्त.
Go back and
That's a little too close for comfort, lady. What, you never seen a talking gargoyle before? Welcome to Illuminati headquarters. I mean, Denver International Airport.
That's awesome.
Hello? Do I know you?
Are you hungry?
Oh, I'm starving. You got anything for me? Those flowers look delicious. Oh, it's because of the conspiracy. Look at me. I'm a little know-it-all. Will you get back over here? I got a question about this conspiracy. Did you have to buy an extra seat for your hat, sir? Sir, are you stealing a desk? Sir, you have resting, confused face. Do you have a favorite animal or pet?
A caterpillar?
A caterpillar? Wouldn't you rather have a gargoyle?
No!
Yes! You know, you can actually put the phone down and have a conversation with me. But no, I'm a millennial. I've got to post it. I've got to snap face it and Twitter book it. Excuse me, miss, I've got a stain that needs some polishing. Can I borrow your cleaning cart?
Oh, no.
I need your help. Guess what my favorite food is?
What?
No, I want you to guess. Cumin. Yes, I love cumin.
I said Cuban.
Oh, I thought you said cumin. I'm a real big spice guy. Sorry, half guy. I can't believe you are wearing one of my friends.
Hey, this isn't your friend.
It used to be until you put it on your head, man.
How old are you?
Well, 243 years old now. I look good for my age, don't I?
Yeah, work out.
All the time. You should see my squats.
You're such a sweet talker.
Will you take me back home with you?
Let's go. I have some space in my backpack.
Actually, I think you have too much baggage for me.
So if you see, and you may surprise that this is an exaggerated form of AI, and of course it's an exaggerated form of AI, but it is not far away from reality. And if you see that what are the things it is able to do, it is able to see like human, it is able to speak like human, it is able to listen like human, it is able to read like human. Reading part was not indicated in video, but that is another element. So today we have a technology which is almost mimicking cognitive capability of humans. and in some form and shape, you are utilizing it, correct? This camera is detecting, which is able to see it. Once you tell that you are you in the camera, it tags everybody automatically. In Facebook and friends, they tag automatically. So you're utilizing this technology without even knowing. So it is so infused in your day-to-day life, you don't even know, you don't call it as an AI. So that is the kind of infusion it has already reached. Oh, it can listen, correct? The way you saw, it is able to listen. Or many of you might be using Alexa or many other things, correct? It's able to listen, understand, and play it back. So the two characteristics which you saw in that video, you are utilizing without even knowing that it is widespread in your work life or home life, for that matter. Okay? It can speak. Anybody using Amazon Audibles? Yeah? So this is third cognitive capabilities which you are utilizing on day-to-day life. And it works perfectly well. No hiccup. Correct? So most of these three technologies which you saw is very powerful. Never ever in the history of mankind any technology was created which can speak like human, see like human, read like human, and listen like human. And yeah, of course, in corporate world it is widely used to read the contents. Correct? Be it handwritten documents or the scanned documents or PDF or Excel or anything, it can beautifully read it. Correct? No more you need somebody to type it and key into the DTV job. In 2 decades back, there used to be DTV job. The job was to fill in the files manually and put it to some Excel sheet or this thing. This is completely automated now. There is no more job called DTV operators. So, another aspect which is about this technology is that first time software is ahead of hardware. So far, Murray's law was hardware was exponentially growing every 18 months, and software was catching up. First time this is a technology where the hardware is behind the curve and software is ready to consume more hardware and hardware is not available. So what I am trying to say, it is a unique technology. Never ever mankind has seen. Don't underestimate, don't write it off, don't doubt on this technology. It is here to stay, it is here to make your life easy and times very difficult as well. And now new creation has come into picture, correct? So it was able to listen, it was able to speak, see and read, and now with generative AI it is able to create as well. This was a missing piece because of which the digital assistant in a true sense never took off in corporate world and because the creation is the important aspect of mankind. And this capabilities allows you to create a real digital assistant which can mimic what human does it. Another video. Now, anybody who's seen the Passenger movie? Okay, so this is a snippet of that movie, and the movie is about the lot of passenger travels to another planet, and travel time is 75 years, and they were made to sleep for 75 years because otherwise they will die. So they are because 75 is long duration, so they are artificially put into the sleep in some form, and they will wake up after 75 years when it reaches. It's a beautiful movie. People should watch it. And then in between, one person accidentally wakes up because the medicine doesn't work. He comes out. And then what happens? Because he's the only person in on the ship, plane ship, and this is what happens to him. So the person is trying to get the automated, because there is no human being in craft, it's all machines. And trying to get some food because he is hungry now. And the technology is down here. Technology is able to understand that person has woke up in 35 years, he must be feeling hungry, so it doesn't have any emotion and passion kind of thing. So it's a technology which is so dumb. So at times, you saw the very intelligent part of the AI in the previous video. This is a dumb part of the AI. And that is reality. A 6 months old kid, 6 months old, a kid, if he is given the hot water or milk, which is a fume, and he or she will drink it, and it will burn his tongue. Next time you give it, that guy will understand there is a problem, correct? Just looking at fumes, a single learning experience will teach that person that something is wrong, I should not edit it. And AI cannot do that thing. AI needs a lot of data, a lot of training, not one instance of training, multiple huge amount of data training to even identify simply that if something goes wrong, how should I not repeat it? So that is another element where it's a topic of research. Correct? How human being learns from a single instance of experience and why a machine like AI uses so much of data. So today's world of AI is about big data. You need more and more data. So you have large language model from Microsoft, Google's of the world, creating bigger and bigger models. But most likely it is not going to sustain because human brain doesn't work that way. Another example of human way of working is that I'm told that yesterday there was some actress was there in this podium, correct? Vishaka Singh, correct? You would remember that person's, even if you have not seen the movie next time. You will not remember my name because I'm not that good looking as that person, right? Now, what is the difference? Human cognitive ability. Yes. Beautiful people are remembered and names are registered in your mind. An ordinary mortal like me, you will not be able to remember. Correct? So human has distinguished ability to store the information of different class of people in different manner. While our technology stored in the same manner. And thus retrieval time is same. Doesn't matter. The name, certain names you recall faster, certain faces you recall faster. And these are the areas of learning, correct? The human have not learned how to apply these kind of things in AI. Because today's AI is mathematics driven. It started with the statistics, linear regression, forecastings and all those things and recommendations and all those things. It's a simple statistical model. A equal to bx plus c. The AI was equal to A equal to bx plus c, which is a linear regression mathematical formula. Correct? Anybody from engineering background or statistics background? I hope you guys understand linear regression. Correct? Or I don't think anybody needs to be a mathematician to understand linear regression. I think people would have seen in 12th class also probably. So the AI as a subject has grown from the mathematics perspective. There is a need to bring this study from the biology perspective. And that is where I think when this too happens, then the newer kind of AI will emerge. And then it will be much more powerful and some of the cognitive ability which is missing today, we may be able to see those things. Do you know human can process tens of millions of transactions at any point of time? And guess what is the brain size of humans? What is the weight of our brain? Anybody guess?
950 grams. Into 1150. 800 grams. 1.4 kg.
Okay. So yeah, it's in few hundred grams, so it might be correct, some you might have bigger. And 800 grams, okay. So I read somewhere 600 grams, so it's fine. So I think 600 to 1.5 kg, but yeah?
Close 600.
Okay.
1200 to 1400 I think.
Okay. So, and if you have to create an equivalent machine of processing millions of transactions, can you imagine what is the weight of that machine? It will be few tons, 4 to 5 tons. A supercomputer stack will require few millions of transactions per second of what human does it. It will require probably this size of the space. So we have not cracked that piece also. So what I am trying to say is that there are a lot of things which has progressed and which a lot of things has to happen. So be aware of the possibilities, what you can do from today's AI and what you can do for tomorrow. A Google search, suppose consumes X watts of energy. ChatGPT based search, if you ask this thing, it takes 5 times. 5 times. So it's very, very costly. So think before you use ChatGPT. You are making planet warmer. So that is also not sustainable. Large language model of the today's is not sustainable from the our carbon footprint perspective. A human takes only 200 kilocalories of work. 2000, sorry, right? More or less. Somebody might be 1500, somebody might be 2500. But most of the humans will eat the food not more than 1500 to 2500 kilocalories. And we do significant amount of work. A million times of energy is needed what human consumes. So human is an extremely efficient machine. while we are able to mimic the capabilities, but the efficiency of that machine is still very poor today what we have created. Correct? And that is where most of the research has to happen. So anybody who is interested in research aspect of this thing, these are some area of research, and our country needs it. India only have 387 AI research PhDs, only 387. Can you imagine? Or popular, and China, only 3 countries will be superpower in this technology world. US, which is already ahead, China, potentially it may go ahead, and potentially India has all the possibilities, but it doesn't have the ingredient. 385 researchers, you cannot create technological powerhouse. 10,000 in China. So huge gap. And I think all the academician I would like senior people to figure out the way to serve more PhDs. This country needs it, world needs it, because if India is able to do this piece, it will be, world is assured that technology will be more sustainable, more manageable, and more easy for everybody. Correct? We have shown that in the pharmaceutical world. Correct? As a country, we are providing medicines at affordable price to all the countries. Correct? We can do for technology also. So I think anybody is looking for PhD, doctorates in any subjects, which is an unfortunate part of our academia. Correct? Nobody is interested in that. So I think at grassroots level something has to happen. How do we make research as a core subject or interest for everybody? Because they have to be paid well. PhDs and doctorates are paid highest in US, right? Not many other in India. So I think a lot of corporate world has to come into picture. They have to demand for these people, but unfortunately there is no demand for those people to absorb in the corporate world as well. Mukesh, just let me know if I have to go a little fast. Okay, today's generative AI, I think you can create many things. You can create a code, you can create content, media files, any kind of media files, audio, video, image, anything. You can create a response, portraits. So if you see I use a term called creator economy. The generative AI will be disrupting and amplifying creator economy in a big manner. And the 5 elements of creator economy which will be big time impacted are as shown. The first portion of the slide is a disruption, second portion is amplification. I'll tell you what is the difference I mean by disruption. Disruption is a term which I'm using where the efficiency gain will happen at a rapid space in a very less amount of time. And thus, there will be a panic situation among the job seeker and job provider and corporates way of working, correct? And those are the 3 industry and 3 functions. Code creation. Anybody who's in the software world, and if you are not utilizing AI to write the code, it's a crime. So today you have to use machines. So it's like you have 2 plumber coming in your house, okay, to nail to put a nail on your wall, and somebody comes with a hathoda, other guy comes with a drilling machine. You prefer somebody who brings a drilling machine. So you have to be equipped with the right kind of machine to do your job. And this is a machine. Code creator will be disrupted, or everybody who's into that job, the industry and the function will be big time disrupted. Because efficiency gain will be huge. Content creator, who are into the creation of media content, image, audio, video of any sort, it will be completely diskilled. And thus, there is another area which will be big time. Marketing is a typical function which does a lot of things in the corporate world, as industry-wise media and entertainment. Other is the response creation. You have a lot of call center people, customer service people who are creating response for you. You ask questions, they respond. You ask questions, they respond. Correct? That is their job. Now, this can be very well be done by the machine with reasonable accuracy. So these will be the disruptions. Amplifications is a area where today the work is extremely high skilled, and the throughput is reduced because there are very few people in the world who can do that job. And machine will help you to improve the speed of the innovation in that space, which is of the product design. Product design of any industry is very few people can do. And it takes 6 to 9 months to churn out any product. Simple biscuits from the Britannias of the world to the automobile car which the Mahindra is creating. It takes 6 to 9 months of cycle time to launch a product. And why? Because people who design the products are very limited in the organization. And if you are able to provide AI-based assistant to them, they will do faster. They will be able to de-skill the job, and some lower run people can do that job. So this will be a new kind of job will be created because of this. Other is the knowledge creation. There are industries like healthcare, life sciences, oil and gas, which deals with the creating a lot of research document or consuming a lot of research document. And newer kind of form factors are created, correct? And new kind of documents get created. These are the industries which will get amplified, and thus utilizing this thing will reduce the cycle time of the innovations, be it the product innovation or research innovations. So these are the key things are there. Another coming back to some interesting thing. Do you know which is the most intelligent bird in the world? Bird.
Kawa. Pigeon. Crow.
Who is closest? Yeah. So
Pigeon.
magpie is a bird.
Acha, acha, yes.
Magpie, but crow also falls into similar category. Some of the top this thing, and their brain is smallest, but most intelligent. And the animal test happens in the way that you put object on their face which they can't see on their eyes. So यहाँ पे बिंदी रखनी होती है, correct? And if they see the mirror, if they are able to remove it, that is considered as intelligent. So they know that it is something that is put on their face, and thus they are able to remove it. That is considered as intelligent, and only 4 animals can do that thing. Only 4. We have millions of species, but only 4 animals can do this intelligent activity. Of course, humans are one of them. So I think, so learning from those things also is important. So I in between I'm giving some anecdotal of this nature so that you know that what intelligence means. Because it's important to understand meaning of intelligence, meaning of your career progression, what all things you can do. Now, today's knowledge in the world is suppose X, because the content is in certain language. So Japanese has a certain knowledge which is documented in Japanese. Say Tamilians has certain thing in Tamil, Chinese has in Mandarin, and all those Spanish has this thing. Now, word is constrained, and this knowledge is not accessible to the larger population because of the language constraints. Now, world will see exponential jump in knowledge quotient, this universe, because of this. Language is no more a barrier, because the AI will be able to convert the content into language of your choice. Correct? It doesn't matter what is the authoring language or what is the speaking language, you can always consume, listen and read in the language you want. Imagine the kind of knowledge base of this planet Earth will increase because of this. Because now you have access to Japanese, people can understand Sanskrit, people can understand Gujarati, and somebody says Tamil. We can communicate without knowing each other language, because there is a AI can sit in between to do the interpretation job for me. Correct? So, and what will this? Productivity of humans will increase significantly. When you say that AI will lead to the GDP growth of X times, it is not because of that AI. It is the thing is that the productivity is improving, and humans are greedy. We will consume more and more. Right? More production, more services will be consumed. There is no end to our greeds. And thanks to that greed, a lot more job will be created. So somebody who is into coding has said that there is a disruption happening, but in next 10 years, amount of code which will be written is a 5 times of what is written in the last 100 years. So that is the opportunity. And forcefully we will use these machines. There is still demand. The demand is not because demand is because there is 5 times growth in the number of lines of code which needs to be written. But if you are not using tools, you as individuals will be in problem. I think these are some of the industry use cases. I'll just skip it. AI for good. I think it can make hunger-free world. It can make the mankind more healthier, greener planet, better education, safety, and queue-free. These things. So that is AI for good. What is utilization of AI in any of these things? Okay, responsible AI, ethical governance, fairness, ethics, all those people talk very loosely. How many people understand that what is rule? Okay, if I ask this thing, many people will struggle to explain. Yeah.
Not to understand.
Yeah. So I think this is I'm trying to give this extreme example to understand that what is fairness means. See, this rule is always comes into the situation where anybody who's batting second, they feel that it's unfair treatment to me. Right? But there's nothing unfairness around that thing. Because both the team before the start of the match knows this rule. So the information is made available equally to both the parties. So there's a fairness of information dissemination. Application of information happens in similar manner whoever bat second. Correct? So it's a fair. You happen to be batting second, that's a different problem. But it's a fair rules. You may question the rule. Correctness of the rule is a different thing. Fairness, because we use in AI fairness very loosely. So first you understand what a fairness means. So this is an example which is fair, but people feel that it's unfair. Why? Because it's not explainable. So at times the explainability or lack of explainability leads to the fairness question. So if you are able to explain, then potentially you will be able to appreciate the technology. So in AI, if you are able to explain many of the things, a lot of the questions which comes around the AI misuse and all those things, that will get addressed. But I talk about the explainability. Tomorrow, in next 4 days, it is, I was reading in the Breakfast today morning, it said that temperature will go down by 3 degrees. Do I need explainability? I don't need explainability, right? So because explainability is costly, it's a costly affair. You have to take a trade-off call whether you want explanation or not. So ensure that, because in practical world, you will be working in corporate world, many of you, and then you will have to take trade-off calls of the cost versus benefit. Some things may not require explainability. Your credit score, you want explainability if your loan is delayed, of course this needs explainability. Because is there an example where you don't need and where you need it? Now, this generative AI is extremely risky. Extremely risky. And I think it can create a war, it can create a huge social unrest, it can create panic and fraudulent activities unimaginable. Why? Earlier also some of these things was possible, but now at a speed and the cost it can happen, and velocity it can happen. It's just tremendous. Within few minutes, you can see the whole fake narrative can get created. In few minutes and seconds, everywhere something can happen. So that's very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. I can draw a parallel with the probably nearest comes is nuclear technology. Is as dangerous as nuclear technology. While the benefit of nuclear technology is there, but danger is also. Similarly, the generative AI and AI is heading towards that thing. But we as a human being are able to manage the risk associated with nuclear technology as well. Correct? And thankfully, last few hundred years, nothing much has happened as a negative aspect. Few accidents happen in Japan and all those things, but it is managed well. Even the chemical industry, you take pill every day without even verifying whether it's a cyanide or you're taking paracetamol. Correct? So the system, process checks and balances are there, and we are able to control those things also. Then this also we will be able to control. But we need to be aware of this thing. That is what I would end with. That use AI in a responsible manner. Be aware of the perils of those AI disruptions.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It has been a spot on, and I think you also managed the time well.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I will take some liberty on the behalf of audience. I have got 2 questions which I think cover more of most of the things. Because we are running short, I would my extreme apologies, but what has happened is we have speakers lined up and HasitTrivedi is the next is coming there. So we need to respect. So my sincere apologies, I go down to you. So I would be asking 2 questions which mostly would cover. And what you people can do, you can connect with Hasit on LinkedIn. He is very active on LinkedIn. I would request you to connect with him and you can drop a message. Any queries, whenever he is very active, he responds. I think I found very few people who are very responsive on LinkedIn. So if you drop a query, you will certainly have. Now my 2 quick queries are, this is an L&D fraternity, learning and development fraternity. So maybe could you throw some light how these people, most of them are trainers, so how could they use AI for their capabilities, enhancing them?
I think the one job which will be of maximum need in the world in the next 1 decade is the trainers. Because whole manpower existing skill will be dated soon. Any trainer, from coding or technology side to you are doing some typing job or you are doing some drawing and design work, doesn't matter what job you're doing. This will be dated. You will be required to reskill yourself. Investment is reality. But at the same time, job needs, number of jobs which are needed in future is much more. Now the population is fixed. That's what you will do. You will retrain. So that is training to manpower is the biggest business for most of the industries and corporate needs also. That is one kind of thing. Other is the people who can train the machine. See, to make the machine intelligent, somebody should train. Training that whether a sentence has a moral issue or ethical issue or bias or not, somebody who understands humanities. Expert in the human relationship, humanics, and all those things are needed. Correct? If you teach machine to be responsible, you need to have the ethics teaching to the machine, fairness, morality teaching to the machines. Without that, you cannot teach. Correct? So, and if you want to say, okay, you want to create a GPT for say engineering speed or lawyers, legal this thing, you need to train machine to a lawyer terminology. You need financial services, marketing, all these areas. If you are domain experts of any of the area, HR, finance, procurement, legal, IT, you have opportunity to train the machine. And it's not that complicated. It's not that AI is one of the simplest technology which I have seen in last 2.5 decades of my career. I think writing Java, learning Java is far more complex. But this is easier because it's user friendly, it's end user friendly, it understands natural language, which is our way of communication. So anybody who is a trainer and domain experts can be a trainer for human as well as machine. So job of the trainers is the highest in demand.
That's great. And last but not least, one question. We would request you to share some tools which these all professionals can use to acquire the skills in AI to keep abreast with transitioning from the traditional AI to generative AI. So what tools and what recommendations?
See, not I will come tools also, but more important, look around. I have learned throughout my life through the looking around. There are people around you who knows better than you, who are smarter than you. I think, or who knows something which you don't know. In this room, you talk to the people. I think talking with the people is the fastest way to learn rather than use yourself reading and yourself listening. That is one part I think build a habit of this thing because this is the next decade will be a journey of the learning more and more for all of us. And faster learning will make you be successful faster in your whatever career. So I think look around, talk with the people, network with the people, look for the people who are smarter than you. And that is one thing. Tools are plenty, correct? You go to, if you want to learn AI, there is a Coursera, there is a Kaggle, there is an OpenAI, so many things are there in open source world. The good part is that open source world in AI is very, very active. You get everything free of cost. You go to Khan Academy's content, Google providing a lot of content on this thing, Microsoft providing free of cost training content. So there is no dearth of training content. I think the content is not the issue, the desire to learn, and you make a choice of what form factor you like it, correct? Somebody likes by reading, somebody learn by listening, somebody by talking. My way to learning is interacting with the people. And that's how I learn it. And of course, then reading of course helps. But yeah, I think the tools are plenty. Any of these hyperscalers and Kaggles and open source notebooks and all those things are the good tool to start learning about it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Hasit, for a great time.
For human resource domain,
Yeah.
specifically, for training in human resource domain, AI is doing wonders everywhere. How do you think it is going to change if at a very larger scale in human resource and training domain?
See, when you say training domain, just elaborate a bit.
We have been training to the classroom trainings were there, so we were having trainers, and we were speaking about soft skills and other things and how AI is going to change that process maybe, and how trainers should develop themselves towards that. Okay, we have covered this. I was late. I was very interested.
We can talk offline also. We can talk offline.
The previous question was this, the first question. Now, thanks a lot, everyone, and it was a wonderful time.
Thank you, everyone. A big applause for a wonderful session. Now we will be commencing with